Hello, everybody. This is Jeff. This is Treasure Tales, and welcome tonight. I hope that you'll be tuning in and enjoying some good treasure tales tonight with a very amount of people. We've got about four people tonight one is a couple that's going to be here with us tonight and sharing some treasure tales. So I hope you all enjoy it and we'll have a good time. Let's see if there's anybody. Well, there's somebody on Facebook. I can't see the name. Hello, glad you're with us. And let's see if anybody else is coming on. What we're going to do, and this is the way it's going to go from here on out, hopefully, if we, The Roads We Roam, that's a great channel. That is Russ and Carrie Balbarona from Fisher, and that is a fantastic channel. Y'all need to get over there and watch it and subscribe and share it. So on Treasure Tales, from here on out, what we're going to do is we're going to try and do live guests with y'all. I mean, y'all got some great treasure stories, and we want to have you share those stories with us and everybody else that's tuned in. And you don't have to be no great treasure hunter. You can be a newbie. You can be your first week. You just tell us a story about what turns you on about treasure hunting, how it makes you feel when you make a good find, or all that kind of good stuff. There's always good kind of treasure stories. We got some people coming up. They're going to tell you about an adversity that they face and are still out there treasure hunting. Now, I'll tell you a little story about a real good friend of mine, Mr. Plays in the Dirt, John David. And we started a little group called Blue Spade Society. And the reason we did that, John has got some health issues. He's got some lung issues, COPD, and that type of thing. So he's really, really limited to what he can do as far as getting his breath. So when it's real hot outside, it's very hard for him to go out and detect. But he loves metal detecting, and he also loves the color blue. So he's got a blue car, and he had a walker that he took with him so he could metal detect, and it was blue. So we nicknamed that Blue Thunder. And then he went and he got a blue shaft for his Equinox. So our other good friend, detecting buddy, Low Tide Tim the Mumbles Man, we got together and decided we were going to surprise John. And because after he had everything else blue, he went and painted his Spade blue. So we didn't tell him. We set up a hunt and we painted our Spades blue, and he didn't even know it. So we get to where we're going to hunt, and we're chit-chatting and all, and he didn't notice. And then we got our gear out of the car and come up, we're both standing there with the blue shovel, the blue spade. And we just decided, we told him, John, this is for you, because no matter what, how bad your health is, you love this hobby, you are out there detecting, you are an inspiration to any of those people out there to say, hey, I can't do this, I'm sick, or I've got this problem, that problem. If you want to do it, you'll find a way to do it. John David found a way to do it. He does it great. He's a great detectorist. So we decided we're just going to start a new group called the Blue Spade Society, and that's what we did. So Casey from Excalibur Shovels got me a shovel, and guess what color it is? Yeah, it's blue, for the Blue Spade Society. So that's the type of treasure tale. It's just good stuff. So that's what I'm looking for y'all to come on the show. You're going to be on 10 minutes or so. We'll chit chat a little bit. You can tell us about your equipment. If you got a YouTube channel, tell us about your YouTube channel, and you tell us a treasure tale, and boom, you're off. And the next person's coming in. People love that kind of thing. I like that kind of thing. And it's just going to be great. And hopefully y'all will help support it by getting up with me. You can email me by treasuretalkshow@gmail.com, or most of you know my phone number. You can Facebook Messenger me. Just let me know, that you want to be on the show. I'll get up with you and we'll get something scheduled. So, hopefully you will do that. And you're going to see some people in the next few weeks. So, it's going to be fun. So let's see. Let's see if I can find some people on here. Let's say hello real quick, and then we'll get right into it. Let's see. Mark Thomas, how are you, sir? Glad that you could make it. And all I see on here is Facebook user. I don't see the name, so I apologize. Finding Alabama. Hey, Jeremy. There's the guru, Philip Myers, and my brother from another mother. He's on here. And Charlie Broussard. How you doing, Charles? Let's see. Digging Florida with Bill Gross. How you doing, Bill? And let's see here. Oh, okay. A lot of people from Facebook. Mermaid Treasure Hunters on. And a lot of people from Facebook. I just can't see the name, unfortunately. But all you people out there that's watching on Facebook, hello, how are you? Let's see if I missed anybody. Indiana Tones, how you doing, man? Good to see you. You need to come on here and tell us some treasure stories. All y'all that are watching needs to tell us some treasure stories. Lawnmower Man 219, how you doing, guy? You're a loyal viewer, and we appreciate it. You need to come on and do some treasure stories too. Okay, Digger Dan King Clad. How are you? Glad to have you with us. And let's see. Okay, I'm getting there. I think I've got. I believe we've pretty much got it knocked out here. If anybody, I'll do my best to say hello and wish you well and glad that you are here. So there's the Diggin' Canuck, the #1 in the world, Diggin' Canuck. If you're not subscribed to that channel, you need to find it. You need to subscribe, like, and share it. Definitely share it, because that is some of the best content on YouTube. And it's real, it's honest, there's nothing fake about it, and you'll get some really good content. It's honest hunts, honest about the equipment she uses, and if she tells you something, you can take it to the bank. So you need to find that channel, Diggin' Canuck, and you need to subscribe to that channel and share it. So we're going to get started. Well, Low Tide Tim, the Mumbles Man, my brother from another mother, he's on board. So let's go ahead and let's bring on our first guest for tonight. I think most of you know Future Beeps. How you doing, Future Beeps? Most of you know who this lady is. She's an exceptional hunter. And she's just launched her own channel, Jersey Ray Digs. It's a great channel. It's got a wealth of knowledge. I mean, it's really a good channel. So you need to go hunt that up, Jersey Ray Digs, and you need to like and subscribe to that channel and share it as well. So she's here tonight, and she's got a treasure tale or two for us. So let's go ahead and bring her on. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm staggering the guests on. So after, Jersey Ray tells her treasure tale, I'll send the link to somebody else, or maybe just a little bit before. So I don't know how that's going to work. We'll find out. But bear with me. So let's see. Here is Rachel Airmore, Jersey Ray Digs. Hey, Rachel, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm pretty good for the shape I'm in. I'm old, give out, stove up, gray-headed, fat and ugly, and an old relic, but I'm here and still kicking.
Same here.
Well, you're far from old. You're young. You're good looking. Your hair's the color it should be, and you're out there kicking it. So that's good. So tell us a little bit about you and your channel.
Well, it's Jersey Ray Diggs. It's JRZYRAE Diggs. Um, I got the name actually because my email address has been that Jersey Ray for I think as long as there's been emails. So I think I started that with Yahoo.
Ah, cool, cool. So what kind of equipment do you use?
I use the Garrett AT Pro and I use the MindLab Equinox 600. I'm going to upgrade to the 800 in a couple weeks here.
Okay, what's the reason behind upgrading to the 800?
I want the other features on the 800. There's a couple of the features that I want to use.
A little more specific, please. What would be something that would cause you to change?
Well, the 600, say for I can't remember what it's called right now, but the feedback, it goes 1, 2, and 3.
Uh-huh.
Where the 800 has a little bit more. So like the 3 on the 600 is like a 6 on the 800, but the 800 also has an 8.
Yeah, your recovery speed.
Tighter. Yeah, recovery.
Yep, I
It's been a
understand.
long day in the
sun. Yes, yes, yes. It has been, although I wasn't out much.
I was out all day.
Well,
not detecting, unfortunately.
Well, what are you going to do? You can't be detecting every day, can you?
No, but I'd like to.
Yeah, I understand. So I guess I understand you've got some treasure tales for us.
Yeah. Sometimes the treasure isn't the tail, but the tail is actually the treasure. So one of my customers, for those who don't know, I deliver mail. He writes for some historical periodicals and stuff like that. And he recently wrote something and told me about it. It was about a Revolutionary War hero that I didn't even know about it in my area. Nothing I learned in school anyway. So I got what he wrote. I'm going to plagiarize. So to give him the credit deserved, his name is John Grodeska. And this was printed in the Jersey Shore History News, Jersey Shore History. So what he wrote was, it was October 5th, 1781. The privateer sloop Revenge ghosted along the Raritan Bay in total darkness, making barely a ripple on the water. With all running lights extinguished, her black hull made her nearly invisible. Her master was well versed at navigating the bays and rivers. Captain Adam Heiler needed no lights to guide his ship. Trailing on a tow line behind the Revenge were two 36-foot whaleboats. Hours earlier, a Patriot courier had rushed into William Mariner's Tavern in New Brunswick and told Heiler that a convoy of potential prizes had anchored in Horseshoe Cove at Sandy Hook. Under the protection not only of the log fort swivel cannons, but a massive 200-foot British man-of-war with 100 cannons spread across 3 tiers. Adam knew what he was in for. As a young man, he had been pressed into service by the British Royal Navy, after which he became the ship's captain with his own merchant shipping company. A life at sea had made Heiler acutely aware of the awesome power of a British man-of-war. Adam Heiler was born in Baden, Germany in 1735 and came to New Jersey with his family in 1752. By the time of the Revolutionary War, Heiler was in his 40s and well-respected businessman in New Brunswick. When war broke out, Adam joined forces with Captain William Mariner as a second-in-command of Mariner's privateer forces. After Mariner's forced retirement, Heiler took over, and his exploits became legend. The New Jersey Gazette reported his multiple daring raids on a British stronghold at Sandy Hook. Headlines screened his name. As the Revenge slipped into Sandy Hook Bay, Heiler could see his quarry. Sitting at anchor in Horseshoe Cove, called Horseshoe Bay in 1781, were 5 prize ships. 3 of the vessels were merchantmen, but the other 2 were armed Tory privateers. The smaller, a sloop, mounted a 3-pounder cannon and 6 swivels. The larger carried 4 6-pounders, 2 on each side. They were more than a match for the Revenge and her whaleboats. Ashore, the raiding party faced the 12 civil cannons mounted on the British log redoubt at the base of Sandy Hook Lighthouse, not half a mile away on the beach, which still stands today. Heiler gave orders to have the whaleboats reconnect with the prizes. His men slipped silently into their boats and rowed to their targets in total darkness. An old hand at naval battles, Adam had the oar handles and the thole-pins wrapped in leather to avoid any noise while rowing. His men, hand-picked because they showed no fear in battle, were like wraiths. Adam waited. They returned to report that the merchant vessels were unmanned and the Tory privateer's night watch was haphazard at best. Heiler whispered to his second-in-command, "Battle stations." The whaleboats and the Revenge swooped down on their targets. The Revenge taking the larger privateer, while one of the whaleboats took the small privateer, and the other began stripping the merchant vessels of all that was valuable. Heiler was the first on board the Tory privateer, followed by his men. Their footfalls aroused the Tory crew. Only a few made it out from below deck as Heiler's men guarded the door with cutlasses drawn. The Tories on deck decided to abandon ship rather than fight. They guessed the identity of their assailants. Heiler and his men stripped the vessel of valuable gunpowder and arms and set her ablaze. Their last act was to release the Tory crew. His whaleboats did likewise to all but one merchant vessel, where a woman and her children were found hiding in the cabin. The fires aroused the British dreadnought. Shouts could be heard as guns were run out and cannons began to fire in the darkness. Heiler kept the Revenge behind the burning vessels, allowing no shadow or profile, so the man-of-war had no target that night. Some say that the Revenge, with her whaleboats in tow, stripped into the night and back to her home port in New Brunswick. But another story tells us that Heiler took the personal command of one of the whaleboats and silently slipped under the bow of the great warship as it continued withering fire at an invisible target. Once in position, Adam cut the ship's anchor line so that the massive vessel was adrift, inching ever closer to shore with each volley of her guns, ending any chance that she could pursue the Revenge. Heiler went on to harness British shipping for another year after this raid, or he went on to harass British shipping for another year after this raid. He humiliated the British Navy and faced multiple assassination attempts by British forces. On May 25, 1782, he attacked and defeated a group of 25 British Marines in a combined naval and land action, referred to as the Battle of the Shrewsbury River, fought either in Monmouth Beach or Rumson, New Jersey. Adam was severely wounded during the fight. Despite a wound that would not heal, Heiler went on to continue raiding and fighting against the British forces until he died of his wounds several months later.
Very, very cool. Now that's in your area, right?
Yeah, it's like right here, like maybe a couple miles from me.
Oh, but, so you can get permissions on that, right?
Well, that's in the water. Where my permissions mostly are located is where the British retreated from Monmouth Battle. But he's John Gradeska said that when you use the Google Earth, the actually paid for version, you can actually see the 3 ships in Horseshoe Cove.
Oh, really?
Under the water, yeah.
Well, you've got that Equinox is waterproof, so you might just well become a water hunter.
No.
What?
Because there's sharks in the water.
Well, you know what? I hunt neck deep in the Gulf of Mexico all the time, and as fat and tasty as I would be, they're not even bothering me. They ain't going to bother you,
Yeah.
So, just you got to just suck it up, Buttercup, get in the water. That's where the good stuff is.
Nah, maybe ankle deep.
Well, you never know. You ought to try it, and you'll get bolder as it goes along. So that was a great treasure tale. Rachel, and I know you've got a couple videos out where you're hunting with Farmer Eugene and you find some really good stuff. I'm not going to tell everybody what you found. They got to go and watch your videos and subscribe to your channel to find out. But that's a fairly large permission, I understand, and
Yes.
it'll be good.
And it's leading to probably close to 2,000 more acres. So,
Well, then there's going to be a lot more videos coming from Jersey Ray Diggs, then, isn't there?
yeah, for quite some time.
Oh, good, good, good. And I've watched your videos. I am a subscriber to your channel, and you do put out great content. Your videos are smooth, very well articulated, and I think you do a great job. And you explain a
thank
little
you.
bit about, why you're doing what you're doing, and that kind of thing. So, you do a great job. So keep up the good work, and let us know. You have to come back on with some more treasure tales.
Yeah, maybe next time I'll actually give a tale of treasure.
Well, hey, any tale is involving treasure hunting in any way is a treasure tale, and I think everybody really enjoyed it. I know I certainly did, and by judging by uh, the comments that I'm seeing, and I think you're probably seeing them too. I think they all liked it. So somebody wants to know, Lawnmower Man, I believe, wants to know how your channel is spelled. It's JRZYRAY Diggs.
RAE.
RAE. Yeah. Well, I told you, I'm old, blind. What are you going to do? So get over there and subscribe, and let's get going with it, shall we? So, Rachel, continued good luck in the future, and hopefully you'll be back with us soon with some more great treasure tales. And I thank you so much for being one of the guinea pigs, so to speak, the first of the one. You did me a kindness, and I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for asking me, Jeff.
Oh, I tell you what, I like the good ones, and you're definitely one of the good ones. All these people that are watching, they need to come on here and tell us some stories too. So I think we're going to have another great duo here directly. So Rachel, thanks again, and happy hunting. Dig deeper and get in the water, girl.
All right. Well, thanks for having me, Jeff. Peace.
See you later. Okay. I'm waiting for a couple to join. They should be joining very quickly here, I hope, here as we speak. These two, I'm going to bring them on, and you all know them. They're just not so. There's not a lot that I can say that hadn't already been said. The best duo that you can possibly watch on YouTube. They find more stuff, and if you've got questions about MindLab or Coil Tech, these are the ones to ask. Now they make some great finds, and y'all have seen them, and they got a really great YouTube channel called Relic Dirty Hands. And so Lori and Eric are coming in. So let's welcome Lori and Eric. Hello there.
Hi.
Hi, we can't.
Hi. Whoa, okay. We need to move it over a little bit more to get more Lori.
I know, we actually can't see a thing right now.
You can't see anything?
Yeah, no, for a screen.
Yeah, their screen is not working on for some reason.
Well, we can see you and hear you. That's there you go. That's good right there. That
there
is
you go.
good right there. So let's.
Right.
You're looking good. You're looking good. What's that MindLab shirt you got? Is that a Detexpert shirt?
It's not.
No, it's just a MindLab shirt.
The Detexpert shirts aren't in yet.
Oh, okay. Well, for those, and they're very few that don't know you, okay? Tell us a little bit about y'all and your channel, and the equipment that you use, and then we'll get into doing some treasure tales. So just kind of introduce yourself to everybody, and I'm sure pretty much everybody knows you, but there's a lot of newbies, as we all were at one time, that are coming into on the scene, and they want to know all about you. So give us a quick rundown on you. Tell us a little bit about yourselves, and we'll go from there. So take it away.
All right. I'm Lori, and this is Eric.
Hi.
We've been probably metal detecting, I think now for about 12 years. We both use MineLab Equinox 800, our favorite machine ever. It's been just absolutely fantastic. We have a YouTube channel. I think I've been doing that for about 8 years. So I've made a lot of tutorials on the Equinox. I've done some videos as well on some of the Coiltech coils, on the MineLab Vanquish, and full of adventure videos of from across Canada and all over.
We're in Quebec, near Ottawa. So we metal detect in Quebec and in Ontario mostly.
Okay. Now, are you how high up in Ontario are you? Can you hunt all year long?
No, far from it.
No, it's
from probably mid to end of April, sometimes if we're lucky, to November, December is our season.
So it gives you quite a few months to clean the equipment, doesn't it?
Well,
cleaning equipment, researching.
Yeah.
Actually, we pile all of our finds in like a bucket, like all of our trash. And in the winter time, we go through it. So it's almost like we get surprises again, you know, and we kind of, you know, sort through the garbage and make sure we're not throwing away anything.
Yeah. Every year there's surprises in the trash bucket. Yeah.
We find surprises in there. So it gives us kind of a treasure hunting thing to do in the winter. Keeps us busy.
Yeah. But yeah, no, there's like, you know, minimum like 3-4 feet of snow usually around here in the winter time. And the ground freezes pretty deep. So, and even if it wasn't frozen in the forest and stuff, people tell us, go in the forest with the leaves and it doesn't freeze. But there's like 3 feet of snow. You can't even get your coil near the ground. So defeats the purpose.
That's the time to sit in by the fire and have a drink.
Yeah, exactly.
Or make pizza. That's even better. That's even better. Yeah. So y'all primarily are relic hunters, right? Relic and coin?
Yes.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. We love our relics as much as we love the coins. Well, like I like to say, we're opportunist diggers. We'll dig. We love metal detecting, so we look for coins, jewelry. We go by season, really. Fall and spring. It's mostly in relic hunting. Summertime, it's sometimes coin shooting and jewelry, stuff like that. We have to go with season because our fields are planted and forests become grown and all that sort of stuff. So seasonal hunters.
We adapt. With the weather.
Now you got like 1 month in the summertime you can get in the water, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
He's trying to get me in the water.
I'm trying to convince him to go more in the water because
I don't like being cold in the water. It has to be really, really hot outside for me to enjoy myself in the water.
And I don't like being too hot. So, you know, when we're detecting, it's like, and I'm like dragging my feet going, this is like hard. So yeah, I'm trying to convince him to do a little more water, and maybe in the future we'll do more in this next summer.
Yeah. Well, let's get the boy a wetsuit.
I got one this year. I got one this year.
You'll be okay. You'll be okay.
We got matching suits. It's really kind of cute.
Oh my gosh, that will be cute. That will be cute. They'll go, I don't care what you found, but you sure are cute. So you got some fantastic treasure tales for us, don't you?
Oh, we have quite a story to tell tonight. It's all about being, with research and being persistent, and persistence really pays off. It was quite a long time ago. This was actually during when we were pretty new. Well, we were probably in our second, third year.
No, actually, it was our fourth year.
Oh, fourth year. Okay.
Fourth year detecting.
Okay. We had read a little story about this little girl that was telling a story about when she used to go to the cottages. So she talked about passing so-and-so's house and down this road, and before they would get to the cottages, they would actually go to a picnic grove. So we got really excited about that. There wasn't a lot of detail, but we managed to find the old wagon road. And we started following the wagon road, and we're like, yeah, that was so-and-so's place. And so eventually we're just looking for this Victorian picnic grove because it sounded like quite the happening spot back then. And we came across one area, and we started pulling out coins. Actually, Eric found probably the first coin that was there, and we got really excited, and we ended up pulling 30 Victorian coins out. So we're like, yes, we found the Victorian picnic grove. And this probably took us, the whole summer looking for it.
Yeah.
And we found it. It was closer to fall. And we were really excited thinking we found it. But during the wintertime, during our research, we had discovered that it wasn't the picnic grove we found. It was actually a church site.
We found a map
we found an older map that winter.
Had a little more detail than what we had to go with the first time around. Mm-hmm. We had the story, and we had, I guess, another map, but it was very vague.
Oh, very vague. It showed like a hectare.
A hand-drawn map. And anyways.
It's like
so, yeah, I mean, the second map really gave us a little more information, and we realized it was a church site. There used to be a church where we found those 30 coins, and it wasn't the picnic grove we were looking for. So the next year, we're going on year 2 searching for it. Now we're doing the process of elimination. We're following this road. We're going into the bush wherever we can, trying to find any hints and clues where this picnic grove was. And then we started going into this other section, and I found this toy airplane. It was like a die-cast toy airplane, and we thought it was really, really cool. And Eric was about to go in the bush, like right ahead, and I'm looking at the woods, and I'm like, oh, but it's so beautiful over here. Let's go this way. And so I distract him, I guess you can say, and we go off. We find some bullet casings, and that's about it. We go home with our head down again. We still haven't found the picnic grove. She had lured me away from it. What we were looking at that day was the spot.
The spot. Right where I found the plane, right across from that.
Flowers, and there might have been a puppy or something,
It was just the woods looked prettier over there, I thought they looked nicer over there, and the chances were better over there.
Yeah.
But I was really wrong, and I think
it's not because it looks good for swinging that's where you want to swing.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah. So anyways, we're pretty discouraged. I mean, we've been looking for this site, like I said, for 2 seasons, and it was really, really tough. And then one evening he said, you know what, I'm just going to go and start off where we left off last time. And he had gone in there, and all of a sudden I get a call. Was it a call or was it a text? Did you send me a picture? I think it was a message.
I sent you a message.
No, you take it. You can go ahead and take it from here, because when you first found it.
Yeah. So basically, when I went back, I started walking down through the forest and headed back to where we were, and it didn't take very long. I probably trekked in about 40, 50 feet in, and I found a cufflink, and it was like a gold-plated cufflink. It was, Victorian era. It was really nice. And I said to myself, well, it's weird that there's a cufflink here. I was expecting bullet casings and all sorts of, lumbering stuff like we were finding elsewhere around that area. Yeah. And I did maybe another 20 feet, and I hid like a Victorian 5-cent piece, it's like a half dime.
Yeah.
And then another 5 feet, and I got a large cent, and then another 5 feet, and I got, another dime, and another 5 feet. And I pulled out like 5 coins within 10 minutes. 10
minutes, maybe. And what did you do right then?
And then I stopped, and I said to myself, I think I found it. I think I found the old picnic grove. So I sent a message to Lori, and I said, I think I found the picnic grove. I just found like 5 coins within 10 minutes, feet from a few feet from each other.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stop now, and we're going to come back, and we're going to continue from here.
Such a sweetheart. He stopped. He was only there for 10 minutes, but still had self-control, and he knew what was good for him. And so
that's it, Eric. You're smart, because
he's smart.
if you didn't, you would suffer for the rest of your natural life.
Exactly.
Well, he almost did, because he had a tendency before of saying, there's a nice little spot here, and then when I would go and swing, there was nothing left. And I used to say, you used to just do your straight line, you'd pick everything up. So when we went back, I started swinging. He was like, yeah, it was right here. So I start swinging, and then I give him this dirtiest look, because it's been like 5 minutes. And I give him the dirtiest look, and I said, you got it all again. And he was like, no, I didn't. There's no way. I mean, he only picked
I started
up 5
doubting
things.
it. You know, I was like, well, maybe it's not the picnic grove. Maybe it's like, you know, I stumbled on a few coins randomly or something. And she'd been swinging for 5 minutes. She hadn't got a decent coin. And then she got a coin.
And then within like, not long after, I got a coin, and I was super excited. And then we started taking turns, and we're like, okay, because we're still sharing a metal detector back then. So we were taking turns, 1 coin, 1 coin, 1 coin, 1 coin. I mean, these hunts, we were only there for like an hour, sometimes 2 to 3 hours. And we would have handfuls of all Victorian coins. And not only Victorian coins, but Victorian brooches, jewelry, little gadgets, little this and that. And it was just, there was no
I found
trash.
My first gold ring was there.
His first gold ring. And he shut off the camera.
Beautiful Victorian gold ring with an emerald on it.
Well,
and I shut off the camera on him.
Lori was so excited. Yeah.
I was super excited, and I'm like, "Oh, let me see it!" Click, and the camera, the clips just dies there. Like his very first gold ring.
Especially if you're filming, like you've got your GoPro going and something, you find a really good find. Automatically, you go into your John Belushi, holy, and you forget you got the camera going.
That's exactly it.
That was the very first video we made.
Yeah, the very, very first one we ever made was with that gold ring he found. So it was absolutely...
At that picnic grove, yeah. So if you scroll down I don't know how many videos.
They're embarrassing videos. They're embarrassing videos. Yeah. Those were...
I think I edited that one.
So you did edit that one.
Don't feel bad, I edited the first one.
Okay, that's fine. That's your fault. No, it's like... But it was absolutely incredible, because we went back for years to come. Yeah. And we had found we have to say over, because we stopped counting at 300 coins. Now the ratio was 50% copper and 50% silver. Yeah. So it was super exciting. There was so many coins, so many different things, but it took us 2 years. And so really the whole thing of this story is not to give up. And sometimes it may take you a long time to find that site, but when you find it, it is so rewarding and it is so exciting.
Yeah. Never touched by metal detectors.
Never touched. And no, what's crazy is there was no trash of today. Yeah. No pull tabs. No
all the coins
tabs,
were 3 to 4 inches.
Oh, 3 to 4 inches.
It was like picking berries.
It was. It looked like a treasure chest.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was like...
It's a great story. And see, you're still alive to tell it, Eric, so you've done something right now.
Yeah. No,
good. He's good. Just sweetheart by stopping.
But don't get in her line. That's all I got to say.
He knows. Yeah, he knows he can get into trouble easily.
Oh, we never expected to find so many. It was... I remember we were at like 140 some coins by the end of that summer, I think. Yeah. We found it in we discovered it in mid-June or something, or early July, I forget.
I think so. It was late summer.
Yeah, and 140 some coins by fall. And then we went back the following season.
And found another.
And
then we stopped counting.
200 and then 250. And we still go back once in a while, and it's really, really quiet. But you'll get that little squeak, almost not a signal coming out, and it'll turn out to be like a little 5-cent piece.
Yeah, so it's still...
So because there was such a concentration of coins and so much stuff that some of them were probably maybe invisible to the detector we had at the time. Now we're going back with the Equinox. And
finding more.
we're finding some of them are obvious signals, and then we're picking out some little squeakies, and they end up being coins as well.
Yeah, so it goes to show no matter how long you're detecting a site too, things keep showing up. So don't give up on a site too soon, because
right.
you could change your coil, change your detector, whatever,
Change
and
the
there'll be
direction you go at it.
yes.
You know,
So that's
just change the direction you swing your coil, and you'll be good. Well, guys, I got to say thank you so much for coming on. That is a fantastic story. I'm glad that you're undamaged, Eric. I really am.
Me too.
You know, and we'll have you back soon. So you guys go find some more stuff so you can get some more treasure tales for us.
We will. We will. Thanks for having us. It's a pleasure.
All right.
And anytime.
Thank you.
Great, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, guys, what we've got now, we got another young man here. A lot of you guys will know him. And his name is Rick Tumbleson. And he's going to share some, he's down from the Tampa area. He's a great hunter. He's a good water hunter. And he's going to tell us some yarns for sure. Anybody that's ever met Rick knows he's going to tell us some yarns, you know. And I saw in the chat that Phil Myers, the guru, his white whale has always been a gold coin. All the guests on Treasure Talk, he's got to ask them, have you ever found a gold coin? Well, I've been kidding him and telling him while I'm in England next month, if I find a gold coin, which I plan on doing, I'm going to text it to him every hour. Now he says he found a $10 gold coin, you know, out hunting, but he'll tell us about that. I think he's going to be on Treasure Tales next week, I think. And so we'll get the lowdown for sure on that. But let's bring Rick on. Let me introduce to you Rick Tumbleson. Hey, Ricky, how are
you? Hi, Jeff. I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good for the shape I'm in.
Good.
So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself, the equipment you use, the type of hunting you do?
Sure. Well, I am a lifelong, actually a third generation native of Florida. We are getting rarer and rarer in this part of the world. I started metal detecting when I was about 10, 12 years old. My dad was the town barber. And when of course, I started out as a coin collector. So when I wanted to get into finding more and older coins, obviously metal detecting was the way I needed to go. So my father was kind enough to buy me a used white BFO metal detector. It was the one that had the box that was about the size of a shoebox. It held 14 AA batteries to lug this thing around. And of course, there was absolutely no discrimination. So if it beeped, you dug it up. Of course, since that, many years later, I have graduated to, I use an XCal 2 in the water. I am right behind you and waiting for a Fisher Impulse AQ. So I'm hoping they get those back into production shortly and get those delivered. I'm really excited about the opportunity to try one of those. I do have the 800, although I am still trying to learn that machine. I am not, let me reword that. I'm very technically challenged. So some of this stuff that requires updating and all that stuff, it's a really big learning curve for me. So, but anyhow, I'm going to tell you a quick tale tonight about a treasure found and a treasure lost. And it all starts back when I left for college to the University of South Florida in Tampa. I should say, by the way, I live in Plant City, Florida at this time, but my hometown where I was raised was Sebring, Florida. If you drew a line across the state from Bradenton to Fort Pierce, Sebring is smack dab in the middle of the state. So I came back from college one year visiting my folks. This is about 1983. And my dad said, hey, they tore out a bunch of old houses downtown. You may want to go down there and see what's going on. So I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. I'll go down and check it out. Typically, you don't find a lot in our area. Our area was a very poor area. So if you found a silver quarter, you found somebody's week's pay. I mean, it's that type of an area. So I get to this area. It's cobblestone streets on both sides of the block. There were about 12 houses, 6 on one side that backed up to 6 on the other side, and they both faced outward on these cobblestone streets. And they had torn them all down. They were in the process of building a new bank building at that location. So they had this parking lot area that they had scraped out and had made this hump of dirt all the way around the parking lot so that they were getting ready to come in and pour the asphalt. So I went through this area and I hunted and didn't find a whole lot. So I started hopping that hump that was around the parking, where the parking lot was going to be poured. I get a signal about halfway down and I kick it with my shoe, and out of this little mound of dirt pops an 8-sided silver coin, a little bigger than a silver dollar and a little thicker than a silver dollar. And it's got all kind of weird writing on it. I couldn't find any reference to it for weeks. Now, keep in mind that this is pre-Google and pre-internet and all this other stuff. I had been all over R.S. Yeoman's Guides to the United States coins, and I couldn't find anything about it or nothing. I'll show you. I know the picture is kind of grainy tonight, but this is the coin that we're going to be talking about for the next few minutes. And the gentleman that made it, it's called a Joseph Lesher referendum dollar. They were only made in 2 years. They were made in 1900 and 1901. And they were actually made in a little town of Victor, Colorado. And if you'll see on the back side here of the coin on this side here, you'll see the mountain range. That is actually Pikes Peak at the very top. And there's a little tiny cabin right there. So anyhow, Joseph Lesher was making these tokens on his own, even though constitutionally it was illegal. But he was doing things like changing the names or like currency. He would misspell the word currency, and he was a way to get around the legality of it by doing things like that. So what he would do is he would make these dollars. Some of them were worth $1.25. They were $1.25 tokens, and some of them were dollars. The one I found was a dollar token, and it was issued to a merchant named George E. Mullen. Now, Mr. Mullen was a shoemaker and a cobbler in Victor, Colorado. According to the records that's in this book, they only delivered 50 of these coins to Mr. Mullen. And by the way, his real last name was Mcmullen, but he accepted the coins anyhow, even though his name was misspelled. So over the years, I had that coin for a few years, and I kicked it around here and there. Couldn't figure out what I was going to do with it. Inside the book here, you'll see the George Mcmullen Shoemaker coin. Now, I was in Victor, Colorado in 2019. And when I got to one of the local antique stores there, I casually mentioned, oh, by the way, I found a Joseph Lesher referendum dollar in Sebring, Florida with a metal detector. You could have picked the guy's jaw up off the table. Now, let's flash back to 1983. I'm still in college. I am as poor as a church mouse. We didn't come from a lot of money. I was working my way through college. $5 was a lot of money to me back in those days. I took the coin into a coin shop to have the guy look at it. He wasn't familiar with it. We sent it away to be slabbed through, at the time, was NX. So we sent it away, and sure enough, it came back slabbed as genuine. Had a little environmental damage to it. But, okay, fine. So I've got this coin. I still don't know much about the coin because, again, 1983, 84, I'm still trying to find information on this coin. The guy says, well, you owe me $40 to have the coin slabbed. Right? Holy crap. $5 again. A lot of money for me. $40. What am I going to do with $40? So I looked at my buddy who walked in with me at the time. He too was a coin collector, and I said, "What do I do?" He goes, "I don't know." He says, will he hold it for me till I can get the money for it? And I said, "Sure, I'll hold it." He says, "As a matter of fact," he said, "if you want, I'll give you $200 for the coin, and you don't have to worry about paying me for the slab." I thought long and hard, and I said, "Sure, I'll take $200 for the coin." He paid me. I walked out, dumb as a rock. Again, this is where the treasure lost part comes in. That coin sold at auction, not that particular coin, but one just like it, sold at auction in 2019 for $4,100. So
he took
needless to say, yeah, I can tell you the coin shop that owns it, and from my recollection, he still has that coin, and it's here in Tampa, Florida. And I have said many times, I want to go down there and just get pictures of the coin again to verify that, so I can actually have visual proof that I owned this coin at one time. I know where every dent, crease, and damage is on that coin. It sat on a rusty nail at one time, so there's a little bit of a pit on the mountainside of the coin. So anyhow, I sold the coin for $240. They're trading now for over 4,000. And when you and Phil talk about the gold coin thing, I'm like, you know what? That's the equivalent of about two $20 gold pieces and maybe a $5 gold piece. So if you found if you found two 20s and a fiver in the same hole, you would be even to about what that coin is worth nowadays. So I guess the long story short of this, if you look in the R.S. Showman's Guide to United States Coins, that series of coins is now listed in the Red Book. It is in the back part of the book. I think it's on page 248 of the 2022 guide. But the only advice that I can give to anybody who's listening to my sad story would be make sure beyond a shadow of a doubt what you have before you make that decision to part with something. And I've parted with a lot of coins in my time, mostly common stuff. Again, when I wanted a coil for my metal detector way back in the day, I would hunt all the schools and pick all the quarters, nickels, and dimes, roll them up, get $80 or $90 worth of change together, and I would buy a new coil. And that's how I facilitated my my early metal detecting career. So anyhow, if you're curious, Google Joseph Lesher referendum dollars. It's a fascinating read. The coins were distributed throughout the West. Somewhere in Denver, somewhere in Victor, Colorado, somewhere in Leadville. There were all kind of areas out there that the coin was actually circulated, that actually saw circulation. How this one particular coin got into the middle of Florida, no idea. But for a brief period of time, I actually owned one. So that is my treasure tale.
Well, that is a great tale, Rick, and we sure do appreciate you coming on. We had a little dilemma with getting you hooked up with the link, but we made it, and that's a great story. And it's a good moral for everybody to, a lot of people just look, and if it's not gold or something, they kind of just throw it away. We always got to look to see what you got. Now, the next person that's coming on has got something about like that, too, a really great, cool find. So, Rick, I hope that I know you've been having some trouble with your ex-Cal, needs some work on it. And,
yes. It's going in, and Big Billy Keene was kind enough to loan me a PI detector, and I'm heading to the beach next week on vacation, and I am going to be digging them up every day.
Well, take that Knox with you. If it floods, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I know. It worries me, man.
well, if it happens, it happens. But again, thanks much for stopping by, sharing that with us, and find some stuff at the beach next week. So you can come back and tell us some more treasure stories.
I'll do it.
All righty. Thanks, Rick. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
See you later. Okay, folks, we're almost done. We're going to run over a little bit tonight because this next person that's on here, you definitely want to see. She's magnificent. She has found a lot of stuff. She's a very loyal, avid metal detectorist. Uh, she's got some really great finds. She's another one that I think epitomizes this hobby. She's honest. She doesn't, she calls it like it is and doesn't make up a bunch of stories. And this story that you're going to hear from her is gospel. And it's just a fantastic story. So many of you know her, but if you don't, we're going to find out about her. So then you can go maybe subscribe to her YouTube channel as well. So who is coming on right now is Cricket Conroy, Mermaid Treasure Hunter. Let's bring her on. Hello, Cricket. How are you?
I'm doing really good. How are you?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Everybody has such fabulous stories. Oh my goodness, I love it.
They do have great stories, and I know you've got great stories too, girl.
I do. I have a couple of fun stories.
Yes, you do. Well, tell us, for those that, and there's not many that don't know who you are, but let's, for the sake of it, let's assume there's one or two out there. Let's, tell a little bit about yourself, where you're at, the kind of equipment you use,
Okay.
and what you got going on in your YouTube channel, and then we'll get into your treasure story.
All right. Well, my name is Cricket. I'm the Mermaid Treasure Hunter on YouTube, and I live out in Okinawa, Japan. My husband's job brought us out here. He works for the U.S. government, and so I am normally a realtor. I've been a realtor for 21 years and a broker. So I love fast-paced hard work all day long. And when I'm out in Okinawa, I cannot sell real estate because I can't speak the language, even though I've lived off and on in Japan for more than 11 years of my life. And I know how to order a beer. And that's about it. Anyway, I was bored. It was the last time we moved back out here was November of 2017. Or October, I guess. It was kind of near the end of October of 2017. And we live in this fabulous house that sits right on the beach overlooking the East China Sea. And if you've watched any of my videos, sometimes, like I'll show my view or I'll be down on my sweet little beach where I find trash. Anyway, I was walking on the beach one afternoon. Actually, my husband, Kevin and I tide pool a lot. And we love to tide pool. We always have. We have all kinds of fish tanks. I've showed those on my videos as well. But anyway, we were out on low tide and we were tide pooling. And I looked down on the coral and I found this men's 18 karat white gold ring, nice and heavy, just sitting on top of the coral. And I thought, oh my God, what else, what else is out here? And so this was in maybe November of 2018. So we had been there for a year, or had been here for a year at the time. And I said, Kevin, I think I want a metal detector for Christmas. And so he's super techie. I am low techie. And he starts doing all the research and needed something. I needed something that was easy, pull it out of the box, plug and play. I can work it. And so he decided on the Equinox 800. So that's what I use. And I did all the research on, what I needed to look, what I wanted to have for equipment. And I found a bunch of metal detecting channels. And I had mentioned in the chat before it was my turn that Liz Diggin Canuck was one of the very first female detectors that I found. And so I followed her right away and love what she does, which is just so amazing. Just like you, bringing us all together, telling tales, sharing tips. So I'm in love with her. She's so awesome. And then, a couple of, I watch detecting stuff all day long because I love it. And anyway, knew that I wanted a sand scoop and pinpointer. And when the Nemo came out, I wanted that because I live right at the beach. And so I got all these fun things. And anyway, so for Christmas, I got the 800, the Knox 800, and a sand scoop and a pinpointer. And I was in my own backyard, just testing it out because I had watched Merrill, Metal Detecting NYC, Merrill, and he said, do a test garden. So I did. I went in my own backyard and just wanted to make sure that there wasn't anything there. And oh my God, I was getting signal. And I'm trying to dig up my backyard with a digger. And I had gotten a cheap free digger with, the pinpointer or something came with it. And then I ended up getting the Lesh because I did the research and found out that I think that one's pretty good handheld. And so I'm digging and finding and just junk, bottle caps and pull tabs and a 10 yen coin, which is worth 10 cents. Our money is kind of equal right now. And so if it's $1, it's 100 yen, it's $1. We do have a $5 coin here, which is amazing, because we Switzerland and us are the only country that I know of that have such a high denomination of a coin. And anyway, so I get this signal that was pretty high. I want to say it was like a 29. And I thought, oh Lord, it can't be anything good. I've dug nothing but trash today. A 27 is a 1 yen coin worth just a little less than a penny. And I've gotten several of those. And this was the 29, I think. And I didn't know at the time that a US quarter was also 29.30. So anyway, I dig a little and I see just this rim, like a oblong circle rim. And I think, oh gosh. And I had found like a lot of screws and bolts and nuts and things. So I thought, it is a piece of a hose that has gotten smashed a little. So, like the hose bib, it kind of, if you run over it with your car, then it gets smashed into the oblong. So I thought, oh God, it's going to be just a piece of hose. I don't want that. I don't even want to mess with it. So I was going to stop and cover it up. And then I thought, well, that's stupid because the next time I come out here, I'm going to find this hose bib again. So I started to pull on it a little bit and it won't just come right out. And I pull and I start to see a face. And I'm thinking, holy shit, what did I just find? And so I'm pulling, and it's, like a handle. And then I'm pulling, and it ends up being a sword. And here it is. So here's what I see. I see this little rim right here. There we go. Okay, so I see this little rim. And so I think, no, I'm not going to do it. And I pull it out, and here's the face that I see. And then the handle, and, then there's like a dragon looking thing right there on the hilt. And then the sword itself, and it's got all kinds of decoration on it and whatever, double-edged sword. And so I put it out on Facebook, and I go to, different websites saying, you guys help me. I just found this cool sword. I have no idea. I live in Japan. I live in Okinawa. And one of my friends said, it kind of looks like it's maybe Incan because of this guy right here, so maybe it's from Mexico. And that made sense because, that kind of looks like what you would see in a Incan artwork or whatever. And then somebody said, I think that is from Shang Dynasty. And so I quick Google, Shang Dynasty, and Shang Dynasty is from 1600 BC, before Christ, to 1046 BC. And that's part of the Bronze Era. And I'm thinking, oh my God, and China, and it's China, from China. And China did have some ownership of Okinawa at one point in time. So, years and years and years ago. So it's possible that this sword could be in my backyard. And so then I was like over the moon. I was ecstatic. And this is one of the first things I found. And I was so hooked from that moment on, that was it. I didn't need, to find anything else. This hooked me right away. And so I did more research and did more stuff and put it out on more websites. And somebody contacted me from a sword website, and he said, lived in the house before you. So our house at the time was like 5 years old, and there had been two other couples that had, lived in it when it was first built. And then this family, this guy. And he said that he bought the sword off of eBay and it is a replica. So then I'm deflated, I'm like, oh, not really. I wasn't. I'm still so excited. I don't care. But he bought the sword off of eBay. And then he said that he buried it in the backyard because he wanted to see what it would look like after it had been in the ground. Well, I raised the bullshit flag right there because I was like, are you kidding me? And so he has never asked for it back, and I would never give it to him. And I did make the comment, I'm just so thrilled that you didn't ask for it back because this is one of my first finds and I'm so excited and I love it. And so he has never, had the gall to ask me for it. But yeah.
Probably because he was lying.
Well, that's kind of what I think too, because, I don't know, but.
You see all kinds of people, Cricket. He saw that and he might have recognized it. It very well may be that old that you think. Yeah. And he thought, well, I'm going to tell her some kind of a story here that I bought it off eBay, not offer. He don't have to offer you any proof because a lot of people say, oh, well, if you've left it here, you can have it back. And then he's got the sword. It was probably a scam. There's nothing but a bunch of scammers out there, I
know. Well, I wouldn't give it up anyway. And I'm listening to Rick's story and I feel so bad that he was in a position where he had to sell his coin. Because how cool is that? I've got I have every coin I've ever found, and it's well over $1,000. And I haven't been able to detect much this year because of COVID. But my first year, 2019, I've got well over $1,000 just sitting on the windowsill because I'm too lazy to wrap it up and take it to the bank. But I feel so bad.
You know what you ought to do on your YouTube channel? You ought to do a segment and call it Samurai Metal Detectors. Do like John Belushi used to do. You go out there and slam your spade and you dig up a target.
That would be fun. That would be fun.
So what's going on your YouTube channel, kid?
Well, I wanted to start a segment that was like Tip Tuesdays, where, people can send in their tips and then I can try them on my beach or on, digging. I do more than beach, but not that often. But, I wanted to start that just so that, somebody out there may have the best tip on the planet and doesn't have the way to share it. So I would love to share people's tips. So it would kind of be like Mythbusters, does it really work? Is this a good tip? And so I've been kind of kicking that around. And also, CKG Scoops sent me a bigger scoop than the one that I use. So I use the CKG scoop with a carbon fiber handle, and they sent me a little bit wider and a little bit shorter scoop, and it's only 0.2 pounds heavier than the one I currently use. And so they sent me the new scoop and the new handle, and I've been trying it out and I love it. It's fabulous. But they also said that I could give away a carbon fiber handle. And so that video is going to be tomorrow. I think it's going to drop around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the United States, August 20th. And so I'm in the middle of making that video right now, and I have to remember how to do the giveaway online because I've done it before, but I have to remember how to do it. And if you haven't signed up for it, go look for the CKG giveaway video and watch the video, and it'll tell you how to do it. You have to be a subscriber to my channel, and you just have to write a phrase, and that's it. You're signed up to win. So that video happens tomorrow, and I will take the signups up until I have to post the video tonight before I go to bed because when it'll release before I wake up in the morning. But anyway, because it's already the 20th here, August 20th. And so that's the other thing that's going on. And we're still in lockdown. Kevin's in Hawaii and he's calling me. We're still in lockdown. emergency, state of emergency. And so I can't get out on the swimming beaches, which is where I find treasure. So I'm kind of bummed out about that, but it's supposed to end August 31st. And it had been extended to August 31st. And Diggin' Canuck is the one who told me that it had been extended. And I was so upset because my daughter and her new husband are supposed to come down, and we had to miss their wedding on June 1st because we weren't allowed to travel, and they live in mainland Japan. And so they're supposed to come down now, September 3rd, and fingers crossed that we are released from the state of emergency, because I love my baby girl and I would really love to, meet her new husband other than on FaceTime.
That'd be nice. So anybody, I'm saying, is if you want to see how it's done, and especially, there are more and more ladies getting into this hobby. And even for the guys out there, if you want to open your mind up and put your macho in your back pocket, you watch some of these ladies that are out there, and they'll give you some tips and they'll help you find more. Because the ladies, they are a lot more patient. They're not as tone deaf as we are. They don't necessarily go by VDIs, and they're a lot more patient, and they grid and they do things the way they're supposed to be done, and they can help you. So put your macho in your pocket and listen to some of these ladies, and you will learn a lot from them, and as they learn a lot from you.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of what this whole idea is, and I like it, Cricket, that you take on for your giveaway. They got to be a subscriber, and you give them a phrase. I wonder where you heard that from. Might have been some pleasure talk. Huh?
Oh goodness!
Oh my goodness! Well, when you talk to Kevin, you tell him that it's my fault that you couldn't answer the phone because I kept you on mute.
Yeah.
And tell him to be safe there in Hawaii.
That's right.
You be safe there, and hopefully soon you'll get to go get on the beach and get us some really cool finds.
No.
Because I think the rings and the jewelry over in Japan, the gold is mostly 18 karat and 20 karat and 24 karat, is it not?
Well, this is, I wanted to show you guys this too. This is the most amazing ring I have found here. It's 18 karat gold and it's 2 carats of diamond. And this, I found this in my first month of treasure hunting. And I decided when I found this, I was like, I'm finding some pretty amazing stuff. I better start a YouTube channel and share this stuff with people because it's so amazing. And so that's how the channel got started. I love the hobby. I do it all day, every day. I haven't been able to because of the lockdown, but as soon as we're released, I will be out there all day, every day again. I got to lose a little bit of weight because I haven't been out there swinging all day. So
next time, make sure that your, the camera's not, we don't need any more, although it was great, cleavage cam. We don't need that anymore.
That was in Hawaii. That was in Hawaii. And
it didn't make any difference where it was. It was a great video.
Oh my God. I had my bikini top on and my camera on the head, and it was just going straight down. And the first half of the day, I had to get rid of all of the footage, except I needed that opening footage because I said where I am and what I'm doing, and it's just my boobs. And I was so embarrassed.
You talk about clickbait. There you go.
I know. I think I might have called that one. I don't remember what I called it, but it was really funny. It's gotten a lot of views. It's gotten a lot of views.
I can understand why.
It's all good.
Okay, Cricket, thank you so much, honey, for coming on and sharing that fantastic find and those rings and your stories. We hope that y'all get out of quarantine here before too much longer, as we are. And you tell Kevin we said hello. Tell him to be safe. You be safe over there. Have a nice glass of wine while you edit that video, get it up there, and some lucky person's going to win a fiber handle.
That's right.
There again, thanks, Cricket, and I want you out there hunting so you can come back soon and tell us some more treasure tales.
Thank you. And if you don't win the carbon fiber handle on the drawing tomorrow, you can go to their website, ckgscoop.com, and use Mermaid 10 at checkout and get 10% off anything in their store. So there you go.
That's a good deal. That's a good deal.
Yeah, they're really great people. They've been really good to me. So, yeah.
Well, Cricket, thank you so much for coming on and being kind of the first live guests on Treasure Tales. Like I said, bat and cleanup. Got to save the best for last here. You know what I mean?
I'm happy. Thank you for having me. All right.
Be safe.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, folks, we kind of ran over a little bit tonight, but that's okay. I hope you all enjoyed the stories, and I hope many of you will decide that you'd like to come on Treasure Tales and tell us your treasure story. And like I said, to me, I had a great time tonight, and I hope that you all did, judging by a lot of the comments. Everybody had a pretty good time. Again, I just can't thank enough. I thank Jersey Ray Diggs, Rachel, great job. I appreciate you like you never know. Rick Tumbleson, you did a great job, Rick. Great story. I appreciate you. And Lori and Eric, fantastic story. You know how much I appreciate y'all. And Cricket, you're the best. I appreciate you coming on and showing us that sword, and maybe you'll do a samurai metal detector segment. Who knows, But at any rate, I'm going to get out of here. I want to thank everybody. If you want to be on Treasure Tales, real easy. Just get up with me somehow. You can email me, treasuretalkshow@gmail.com. Or you can Facebook Messenger me. Most of you know what my phone number is, so you can text me. I'm easy to get a hold of. Just let me know you want to be on, and we'll get you scheduled. Now, just remember, in mid-September, the 16th and the 23rd, I believe it is, there's not going to be a Treasure Tales because I am going to be in England digging, and it'll be like 2 o'clock in the morning. Over there when it's time for Treasure Tales to come on, and I don't think I can stay up that long. We'll be digging, all day long for 10 days. So I think I'm going to need my beauty sleep. Obviously, I need the beauty sleep for sure, but there won't be any Treasure Tales, but we'll resume as soon as I get back. Now, in Treasure Talk, Phil will handle Treasure Talk on the I think it's the 13th and the 20th. So the shows will be, Jimmy Crossbones will be on the 13th, and Steve Moore and Vaughn Garrett from Garrett Metal Detectors will be on the 20th. Then after that, you got to put up with me again. So Phil's going to do a great job. It's not like I do anything anyway. So thanks again for joining us. I hope you'll tune in next week and tell all your friends about it, and come on and be on Treasure Tales. Happy hunting, and dig deeper and find some treasure and tell us a story. Thanks, guys.